And welcome back to Aqoon Waadag, so the weather. And we're back to Aqoon Waadag, but this time it will be in, in English as best as I can, as it's not my native language, but I will try to do it today an event or recording in English. And we're going to talk about what is happening to the market, and especially we know that all cryptocurrencies are crashing, and we will try to figure out together why is it crashing lately. And it's not only crashing, it's kind of what they called in the market a bloodbath. So why did we switch from the recording from Somali in Somali language to English? Because I sometimes participate in Somali sport forum as this avatar or this username Somali man, which is obvious. I'm Somali man, hopefully, and I did ask the lot people in there or the users, and if it's maybe more productive for the Somali English speaking in England or in the Western world where English is either the first language or the second language. So one of the guys did agree and say maybe it will be helpful, and especially a lot of Somalis that were born and brought up in the Western world do not speak Somali and very well. So that is why we're trying to switch sometimes in English and to maybe generate a bit of a more listener in the Somali sphere, and maybe if it's helpful to the other worldwide English speaking. So why do we have this? And Bitcoin has crashed for the last 24 hours 8%, and for the last 7 days 16%. And not only it has crashed that far, but it is crashing for the last hour minus 2.7%. So that is what they call a bloodbath. Basically, the whole thing is crashing, as you can see. So let's say this. So look, it has crashed, and it looks like it's crashing more. In the longer term, if we look at the 3 months span, we are still used to be 16,000, 16.5, and at the moment is 19.7 and going further down. And I think if you look at the year span, we are approximately at the bottom, and so within a year. And why is it happening? There is a couple of bad news in the market, and one of them is the bank called Silvergate that exists in USA is liquidating, basically closing down. And what is Silvergate Bank? Is one of the banks that used to allow what we call onboarding, basically. And when when institutions and big money trying to buy Bitcoin or any other, or Ethereum or any other cryptocurrency, they used to go through that bank from the dollar to buying the token or the coin. So that bank used to facilitate, and it's one of these banks and agreed by the U.S. federal government, and it's in institutions that is a well-known institution in USA, and that bank is closing, And the reason that bank is closing is because it's not profitable and has lost a lot of money. And behind the scene as well, it used to be one of these bank, that FTX, which if you listen to my previous videos, you will see that FTX, which is one of these big exchange in USA, was a scam and has basically as well liquidated. And because of that bank was related and had a lot of money in FTX, it has affected, and Silvergate is now basically broke. They had approximately 17 billion in assets on the balance sheet, but they only had 2 or 3 billions in cash. And when everyone was trying to withdraw their money, they don't have enough cash, hence they have to close it, which will affect, there is no liquidity, what they call liquidity in the whole cryptocurrencies. Hence there is no money coming to bitcoins, and everyone now is trying to sell because they see that as a bad news, and everything is crashing, and it's just a domino. Start with this, and people are now panicking and selling the whole bitcoins and the whole ecosystems, which basically, as you can see, crashing, and it has picked up a bit now. It used to be 2%, but it's now 1.9. But anyway, it's crashing. There is not only that bad news, but there is an extra bad news on the market. The US government is trying to tax. Well, everyone is broke at the moment, and the UK is broke, USA is broke, I believe so, and the whole government is trying to get more money out of the people and businesses. And what Biden or the US government is trying to do now is the companies that are mining bitcoins will be taxed 30% on their electric usage, which is affecting basically these miners will try to sell their bitcoins in order to mitigate these 30% tax. Hence, more pressure on selling bitcoins, and maybe later down in a couple of years, miners moving from USA to more suitable countries. And what is happening as well in the UK at the same time, the FCA, which is the financial institution in UK, are cracking down all ATMs that facilitate bitcoins. This is not bank ATMs, it is Bitcoin ATMs, and a lot of independent little company used to have it, little ATMs in London, Birmingham, Manchester's, where basically you put some money in pounds and you will be able to buy bitcoins. Or you could sell, if you have bitcoins, you could sell it and withdraw some money and pounds. The financial institution and the police are closing all these ATMs. So it looks like a coordinated attack on the cryptocurrencies by the Western world. When I mean the Western world is the big players in the Western world, which is the UK and USA, Canada, France, Germany. They're all trying to limit it in bitcoins and cryptocurrencies, attacking, and it's one of these latest tests to how is it bitcoin's hard money. And if they pass this test, if bitcoins survive after this test, it is highly likely that bitcoin will go up. And don't forget, and bitcoins will have its halving next year, which basically means there will be less bitcoins by the miners that will come into the markets, which basically will increase or strengthen the price of bitcoins. So that is what is happening today at the market, and everyone is panicking. And you could see as well in here in Somali sport, people became a bit quiet, because everyone is losing money and we are losing money. So welcome to the bloodbath. And this is what Warren Buffett used to say: whoever got money, they could try to buy now. Maybe they says you buy when there is blood on the streets. So maybe it's one of these time that is a good time to buy bitcoins. Am I buying? No, got no money, and might have money, but I have other priorities. But I will think about it maybe next month. So that is it, and that is come to the conclusions. Today Bitcoin's crash, and that's the reason. And Aqoon Waadag is now trying to be more English based or English driven exchange of knowledge. That's what means Aqoon Waadag in Somali. Bye.